Welcome to the Southern District of New York, the Wild West of political prosecutions. President Trump is right. This process is political and it's corrupted to the core. I hope President Trump cleans up the cesspool and restores the integrity to the system.
Now, that is former Senator Bob Menendez, and he is a ridiculous person who committed some truly ridiculously corrupt acts. And what he's saying there is ridiculous, but I kind of get why he's saying it. And we'll go to that in a second. It's an obvious lie, the idea that he's being politically persecuted. I mean, if what he did isn't corruption and bribery, then the term doesn't exist. It barely exists at all in America anyway. But he learned that he's being sentenced to 11 years in prison. So he's salty, kind of understandably so. I don't really see him coming out of the other side of that sentence necessarily. Maybe good behavior, although he didn't start off with any good behavior there. He's not taking any responsibility, which I think is an important part of being released. But anyway, so he's appealing to Trump there, this former Democrat who committed this corruption. But you sort of understand why though, Francesca, because look at Eric Adams. Yeah. He's been appealing to Trump and he might well get off. Apparently, Trump people are now interfering and trying to get the charges dropped because all it takes is a Democrat to be like, oh no, Trump's totally right about persecution. And it doesn't matter what crimes they committed or whatever. Yeah, now, all of a sudden, they're one of the good boys. And so Bob Menendez, I think it's too far. He's not gonna get off. But Trump could interfere on his behalf. Why not? And the dude is going on TV and saying, yeah, no, it's totally a witch hunt and all that. And so it's ridiculous, but it's ridiculous sort of with a goal. What do you think?
Yeah, it's first of all, someone who is absolutely disgusting and has no integrity whatsoever, who was part of the Democrats who were blowing the whistle on Donald Trump being a threat to democracy and all that. Someone who honestly though, has been a horrible centrist in every other way. And this was before the bribery. Someone who's consistently fear-mongered about countries about Cuba and Venezuela and all that, even though he is Cuban. Very pro regime change there. His politics are trash. They really are. And so, yeah. It's perfectly fitting with his trash politics. The same with Eric Adams, and yeah, he's gonna make his deal with the devil if he gets Trump to pardon him or help him out at some point, lessen his sentence, and then what? Then he's made the deal with the devil, and Trump will own him forever. But Trump's gonna need semi-smart crooks on his side. But that's the thing, game recognized game, man. If you're a crook, then Trump sees you, you see him, and you want to join his kleptocracy.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it would be so perfect if he pardoned him because it's like Donald Trump came in saying, there's these elites, they're corrupt and I'm gonna clean it out. And all he's done is be like the archetypical case of a corrupt elite and protect them and enrich them. And why not do it on both sides of the aisle? And protect some of them as well. After all, Bob Menendez has way more in common with Donald Trump than any Donald Trump voter has with Donald Trump. He's a rich guy. I could see them getting along. I just want to remind everyone before we move on, when we say it was ridiculous corruption, he accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars of bribes, including $480,000 in cash and literal gold bars. If someone is handing you gold bars for your political influence, that's a bribe. That's what it is. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that's a bribe that isn't in our system. It's a campaign donation or whatever. And we'll get in the aftermath to Meta's little bribe to Donald Trump. But you don't get to take gold bars. Like that is a bridge too far, I think.
That's so Trumpian though. Isn't that so Trumpian? Like he's like, you always, invest in gold, it's gotta be gold. Like that's like some kind of crime that like Trump can really relate to.
Yeah.
And it's not corruption. I feel like we've risen above corruption. It's just straight crimes. It's mafia stuff. They don't corruption is for the establishment. Corruption implies, like lobbying. Gross. No. They have gold bars. They have just I will do whatever bidding for whatever country, sell out to the highest bidder. That's the kind of stuff. They're working with real crime here.
100%. Yeah, no. I now am a cinephile that can make references to classic movies, but this is like showing up with the briefcase of $2 million for Cuba. That's the level of the criminality that we're seeing here. And yes, Bob Menendez, I guess, is Fredo? I don't know.
No, Bob Menendez is definitely on the. He was at that meeting in Godfather 2 when they're discussing, oh, Cuba's doing great, and there's the revolution breaking out, and they're like, no, as long as we can keep building these casinos and ignoring the poor people, that's Bob Menendez. That's straight up his history.
By the way, I completely forgot about his own connection to Cuba in the past, but it is ironic that he's engaging in this sort of corruption, or not corruption, as you say, criminality. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?